praises due to the Most High. Family, we back with another Acres anime review. I just finished watching episode 4 of Snowball Earth. And the lore in this episode was crazy. Real quick, family. We're on a journey to 100 YouTube subscribers. If you're watching this and not subscribed, go ahead and do that for us, family. We appreciate you. It's free. No financial contribution on your end. Just give us a subscribe. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers on YouTube. Let's get into the episode, family. So we had just defeated a kaiju. Also, family, I just wanted to say, my fault for the delay. I know I'm a couple episodes behind, but we're gonna get caught up. Do not worry. But so episode 4, family, we had just defeated this weird looking kaiju that we had never seen before, right? With arms and a torso and a human looking head. We defeated that. So what are we doing right now is we're going to like this encampment, right? Because we ran into a bunch of people. Where are they staying? We're going back to where they stay at. We're dragging the kaiju along with us because that's what we're about to eat. And you know, we're learning, we're getting lore, we're getting an update. We've been we're getting caught up on what happened over the past 10 years, right? How did we get here? So first things first, we are finally introduced this, maybe we got her name before, but this is the first time I'm remembering her name, but Ao Nogi, right? We're just gonna call her Ao, A-O. If I'm not mistaken, I believe AO is Japanese for blue, right? And we saw her hair like almost like a bluish flame in this episode, but we know normally she's got like white hair, or currently the current normal is that she's got white hair. But anyhow, family, Ao Nogi, this girl with white hair. This is like, there was a small group that we met first. She was the leader. They're referring to her as Chief, right? In this episode, we learned that she was able to tame a kaiju, which is crazy. We need more details on that, but that is what she did. So she's gifting us a can of pineapple, right? Because she says, we saved these for celebrations. We just defeat you saved us from that kaiju. You know, this is your first time reintegrating with society because you've been gone for 10 years. And because the earth is a snowball, we don't get sweet fruit anymore. It's not growing. This is the quantity of pineapple is only going down at this point. So she lets us know that this is a delicacy at this point, but the whole time, Tetsuo is like eyeing it and asking if it's okay for him to have. She clearly wants some. It's killing her to hold her, desire back. She badly wants to eat that pineapple with Tetsuo, which is funny. It's funny. We get to where we're staying at, family. And maybe it was while we were on the way that we got the lore as to what happened, what's turned the world into a snowball. And so the story goes, life was normal. In fact, the setting that we're introduced to is like a summer beach setting, right? Very warm. And there's a kaiju, right? And it's a weird looking kaiju because this one also has arms and a humanoid head. And for some reason, it had this giant white floating ball behind it. It almost looked like a sun because it was bright, but it's more like a giant snowball, like a cloud snowball. And we do have a kaiju defense team. So they pulled up in like Gundam suits, right? And one of them was talking about like, man, they got us fighting this kaiju on a hot day. There's no AC in this thing, right? He's talking about how hot it normally is and how hot he's feeling. Before he even finished his thought, family, he froze over. The kaiju really didn't even do anything, but he froze over. once the defense team was frozen, and it was really just a couple of them, but then this kaiju, I think I'm remembering this correctly, then the kaiju like manipulates the ball. He basically like sends the ball towards all the people, and it starts freezing people. And the ball starts dividing. Like there's more than one ball. There's balls all over the place. And when so the ball as a function of proximity is freezing people close to it, things close to it. But when some of these snowballs like run into buildings, like they pop and explode, and it's a frozen explosion, right? So this is freezing the world over. Now what happened with that kaiju? We've got no idea. But that's what happened. That's what turned the world into. Where did the kaiju come from? What's it doing now? How did it manipulate this snowball? None of those things were answered, but that's what happened. That's how the world ended up frozen. Now this is what's his name? It's what's the old guy's name though? But he's kind of taking like a big brother role for Tetsuo, right? He's like the OG telling him like, hey man, here's how the village works. Here's how we got here, this, that, and the third. So that's how the world froze over. Now that the world is frozen over, this particular group of people, right? They were nomads. They're bouncing around place to place because they're running from kaiju. They're looking for food. They're trying to stay warm. And they come across, as they're looking for places to stay, there's just kaiju after kaiju after kaiju. Here we are looking to see if this middle school is inhabitable and if we can take refuge there. There's a kaiju. Now at the same time, Ao is sick because at this point they're only surviving off of kaiju meat, which made about half of them sick, and they did not make it. So now the other half was fine basically. But so the half that is fine is moving on, looking for a place to stay. But Ao is the one individual who's struggling. Her teacher, her sensei, just refuses to leave her behind, but she's struggling. The kaiju we see basically pounces on us, right? Like we see it at a distance and we're like, okay, like we're not safe here. Let's find something else to do. We take eyes off of it because Ao's sick, and then the thing is right in front of us attacking us. At the same time, family, we're literally in between the kaiju that just jumped on us. There's a three-legged bird kaiju, looks completely different from all the other kaiju. A three-legged bird kaiju, they're like standing off and we're just caught in the middle of it. Now, for some reason, so we run off and Ao is dropped behind. And she's talking to whoever the heck she's talking to. It turns out to be this bird kaiju. And so this bird kaiju defeats the other kaiju, blah, 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 blah. But they form a connection. This kaiju levels up and turns into like a Ho-Oh kaiju. There's a flaming bird Moltres type kaiju. And Ao, it has like blue flames, like I mentioned earlier. Her white hair, which was not originally white, it was like orange or like brown, and for some reason turned white. But when she made this connection with the kaiju, we see like a hint of blue flames on her hair, right? So look, we don't know why or how these things are happening, but this is what's happening. This is the what and when. But so what ends up happening, family, this Ho-Oh-like bird, this flaming bird kaiju, it saves us from the kaiju attacking us, and it agrees to keep us warm, right? And where that tied into, family, is because Tetsuo was taken to the hot springs, and he's wondering, like, how is this village warm, right? The whole world is a snowball. How is there a hot spring? It is because Ao, she's looked up to and highly respected because she's the kaiju tamer. She essentially provided the village with heat via her connection with this kaiju. And so it was very cool. It was a very lore-packed episode. I'm excited to what's happening next, but I've got a lot of questions. As cool as that was, I've got questions, family. I need a more clear understanding. But anyway, family, all praise is due to the Most High. We are on the journey to 100 YouTube subscribers. Peace and love.